Hello everyone, thank you for watching. Today I'm going to walk through using Claude Code's skills for a new project, and I'm going to focus a little bit more on the testing side of that project, especially how it helps me vibe code. I've been playing with skills a lot at work using Codex. That is OpenAI's competitor to Claude Code. But I am at home and I'm going to use Claude Code because I've heard so many wonderful things about it. I love Opus and I love the anthropic coding models. So I'm going to dig in. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to see what happens here. I don't know. I could completely fail and not figure out how to put these skills and install them. But I have a feeling that the AI is doing most of the work for me, so I probably don't have to worry too much. So that's what I'm gonna do. I wanna start walking through how to do skills, some skills that I've been developing for code, and also like how I've been hunting around and adding new skills. And if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna try to make something called a skill maintainer. And that is something that updates your skills at the end of each of your chat sessions. So join in, this is gonna be fun. And let's see if I can actually succeed with this video or if I'll fail horribly. We'll see. Let's get, all right. So my setup here, I have VS Code. I have a pro subscription with Claude Code, or with Claude. I think in general it gives you the Claude Code as part of the $20 a month. And I installed the Claude Code extension into VS Code and got this all set up. Here we are. Let me get started. I was kind of poking around, and the very first thing I did with Claude Code was just hit the / just to see all the things that are available. And I was just do all the outputs, how to customize things, and these / commands I think are what, there are some built-in / commands, but I think there are also some things that are skills, because you access these skills through the / command. So here I think things like review, security review, PR comments, I think some of these might just be built-in skills. I think simplify for sure is a built-in skill, because I was looking at the docs and it pointed this one out, and simplify is a way to simplify your code. Oh, there it is, a little very small tooltip over there. But yeah, so you have these skills, you got a couple that are already built in, but you got a very bare minimum. But the thing that kind of caught my eye here was this init. And I think initialize a new Claude MD file with the code base, with code base documentation. I'm just gonna hit this and see what happens. This is a brand new project. I've got nothing in here. I'm just initializing Claude for this. There's really nothing. Yes, thank you, Claude. It is empty. Oh, so it wants me to run init again afterwards. So I really have to initialize my directory with code first, and then I can do the run init with Claude. So let's do that. I'm going to do a simple web project. I'm going to start something for generating random suggestions for my improv comedy troupe. Why not? And I think while that's going, I can hit over here. How do I create new skills in Claude Code? Codex has a skill installer, which is very nice. I don't see the same thing for Claude Code. No, okay. Isn't quite what I wanted. I wanted it to give me a way to tell it to create the skills for me, because I ain't gonna do all this stuff that it's telling me to do. It's not hard, it's just a markdown file with all of this stuff. But you know what, this is totally a job for AI. It's not giving me a specific way of doing things, but I think the one thing to point out here that is very useful for skills is that you have project level skills, and then you have your global skills. So I guess the global is personal for all projects. That'll live at the dot, I'm using Linux, so squiggly means kind of your user home directory. So that'll apply to all projects. It's a skill for everything. And then there's a project only thing. that you would actually check into your code. And that's very cool because then you can have skills that apply to your entire team. Install this, and then your whole team can upload their own skills or help modify current skills, and you have your whole team working together to build a skills for your repository. That can be very powerful and very dangerous. So when working with a team, it probably would pay for you to have a meeting and discuss how you want to approach skills, have some agreed upon conventions for skills on your team, because the project only skills will get in the way of any global skills. So your global skills, if you have something that's similar in your project, that will take precedence over your global skills. So that can step on things. And if you have certain skills that are similar, it's hard to tell which one that Claude will pick, because it can intuitively pick one or the other. If you don't invoke it, it'll just infer what the skills are. And I was horrible. I didn't even tell you what skills are, how to use them, why they're important. That should be the first thing. Oh well. So skills just simply are kind of like, I mean, they're skills. We did have prompts. So when you type into ChatGPT, that's a prompt. It lives right there. Then we got into the concept of reusable prompts. And that we do with like a / command and reuse like prompts and commands that you've already created. So if you have a big prompt that will create a folder and put some certain files in there, and go, oh, prompt. However, the bigger and bigger and bigger these prompts were getting, and the more complex they were getting, they don't work as well the more complex they become. And that's where skills fit in. Skills are not prompts. They can be used as prompts, but in of themselves, they are not prompts. Skills have a whole bunch of things they can do. You have, kind of like a skill, you have all the markdown and whatnot, a markdown file, but it has multiple directories in it. You can put a lot of scripts in it. So if there's specific scripts for running things, like a batch script or a Python script or whatever, that skill can run those scripts. So I don't know, maybe like something that detects cyclomatic complexity, means your code has too many nested fors, nested ifs, and is getting too complicated. You can make a code complexity skill that runs like some code complexity analysis tools. And that's just an example. But you don't need to have that. I saw in other skills that you can also upload images, diagrams, cool things like that. So that helps out with your skills. So skills I like to install all this stuff are like code review, refactoring, unit testing, as I'm going along, or like how to use GitHub. Like if you have a CLI that you're using, you make a skill for it. If you have APIs that you're using, you can make a skill for it. Because without the skill, like say I use GitLab at work, and there's a GitLab CLI that I use all the time in my coding projects. I created a skill for using that GitLab CLI, because if I didn't have that skill, every freaking new chat I had was rediscovering how to use that GitLab CLI every single time. And it was wasting tokens because it was doing the same mistakes every freaking time and going through it. So it was wasting my time, and it was wasting tokens, which is my company's money. But with a skill, and you can describe exactly how that CLI works, give examples, and you're off to the races. It won't have to think every single time. It knows. It goes to that skill, whatever. And the cool thing about skills is you don't need to invoke them. Prompts, you need to invoke them. Skills, you do not. So if you're just typing and say that GitLab example I just had, there's a GitLab CLI, and all I say is, hey, create a merge request for this branch on GitLab. It'll know to look at the GitLab skills and it'll see that GitLab CLI skill, and it'll look in there to see how to do merge requests. And you're off to the races. So you don't even have to say anything. But let's get into it. That's too much talking. So I'm just going to have Claude just create skills for me. So the very first skill that I just jumped in here is create a personal/global skill for creating new projects. I prefer, let's see, new projects. Let's see, new React projects. New React projects. New React projects should have a React front end and a Python backend. The database can either be SQLite or Postgres. Ask which one. And see, here's the cool thing right here is that there's a lot of scaffolding you probably always do with these projects. So you can just get it done in like one go. So some of the scaffolding I always do is like, hey, for React, install Prettier and ESLint, set up TypeScript. I'll skip TypeScript just for today because that might take a little bit more configuring. But right now, for React, install Prettier and ESLint. And for Python, install Black and Rough. Always use virtual environments. Always use virtual environments, and let's say always use virtual environments. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. I don't know. All right. That's fine for right now. It's late. My brain is as usual going foggy. So for React, install Prettier and ESLint. Also add a pre-commit hook to run Prettier and ESLint on the project. Fail commits if these tools don't pass. And do the same thing for Python to run Black and Rough. And what I always like to do here before creating this skill, ask me questions if anything is unclear. All right. Oh, I'm happy I asked it. Why? So one. Oh yeah, FastAPI. I want to use FastAPI for the Python web framework. React tooling, Vite is fine. Fuck it, I'll do TypeScript. Single repo with front end and back end. Pre-commit tooling strategy. Let's see, using the framework for both sides. One config handles both. Use Husky for the JS React side and pre-commit for the Python. 2 separate configs. I'll go with the 2 separate configs so I can tune them individually. I'll go with 2 separate configs so I can tune, separately. 6 npm. I want the standard plus relevant ESLint plugins for a React TypeScript project. Okay, so I've answered the questions. I had a few here. Probably gonna skip over this in the video, but I answered the questions it gave me. And this is the importance of asking questions, because then it might not have asked as many questions if I didn't give it that prompt. It did ask me, and I love just giving this thing complete and total access and permissions to everything, even though that is not a smart idea. I do it all the time. It's gonna bite me one day. I'm just living in the moment. Oh. All right, and I just realized something. I had this ask before edits. There was the plan mode right there is what I really wanted. And here's the edit automatically. I'm gonna put it in edit automatically mode because I hate getting 1 million questions. There you go. Or just tell it. Okay, so it created a new skill for me. It created it in this directory. And I invoke it by going new React. project my app or just new React project, and it'll ask me for what it does. Why not? I'm gonna create a new thing. So let me just, instead of this directory I just had that I asked it to do a bunch of stuff, we can go back to that and see what happened. That different conversation. Here was my init conversations. And I'm gonna just abandon all of this. Delete any code you have created so far. It doesn't look like it created anything over here on the left. So I don't think there's anything to delete. All right, so we're back to the other chat. I'm gonna create a new chat because it might not have picked up the old, usually you have to create, with a codex, you have to create a new chat to pick up these changes. But maybe new, nah, it has not. So I have to create a new chat to actually use this new skill we created. All right, let's see if it shows up. New dash React project. It's not picking it up. Do I have to completely restart the app? I might, since this is, I think I need to know, I think I know what this is, and you're discovering this with me. I think I need to toggle the Claude Code extension. So let me do that. Now, let's see what happens. New. There we go. Now it shows up. So if you ever hit that again, you just have to restart the extension for your new skills to get picked up. Let's do it. Let's try to do a new React project. I'd like to name this project Improv Suggester. The Suggester Jester. That's what I should have wrote. I'll do SQLite for this. This is a throwaway app, so I'm not going to deploy it anywhere. 1. Why does it ask me? I said it could make edits, but okay, yes. So it's going to do Improv Suggester. Oh, it's going to put it in this different directory, so I'll probably have to open a whole new directory to make this work. Sure. So it's actually went to a different directory instead of putting it in this current directory, which is what I wanted it to do, but that's okay. I'll just allow all of them. Yes, allow it all the time. Thought edit automatically would do that, but I think there's some more restrictions inside of VS Code. So while this is kind of doing its thing, let's start another chat here. And let's ask Claude if there's ready to install skills it could recommend. Are there any recommended skills that I can install? Do you have a repository of skills that you can recommend? Whoa. Yes. All right, that's really annoying when it switches me around like that. And now, where did my other session go that I just started? I think it just erased everything I just did. Oh my god. Okay. I will do that new one. Drives me a little bit insane. I think it's... Can I install skills from repositories like GitHub? So no, OpenAI Codex, it has a few skills that you can just install automatically, and I usually install a lot of those. Yeah, go ahead. So I usually use pick like from those curated skills, because I figured like OpenAI has like looked at those and has said, hey, these are good to use and don't have any malicious code in them. That's a warning. If you're installing a skill from GitHub or some other website, be careful because it could be malicious. So I would make sure it's curated, it's from a trusted source, and I would actually even make another skill to analyze new skills to make sure there is nothing malicious. So let's see what Claude says. We've got some built-in stuff. That's actually good stuff. So simplify, I like that simplify. I like the debug. Run a prompt repeatedly on an interval. That's a cool one too. But awesome Claude Code is a good starting point. It's a community maintained and covers skills, hooks, slash, and organized by test case. Can I tell you to list and to install skills from awesome Claude Code? This is probably already built into the Claude Code app, so I'm probably doing some shit that already comes for free, but I currently am running Linux, so I can't run the Claude Code UI app. I hate it when people don't support Linux. All right, here we go. Yes, I can do both. You can list it. And for skills, I can fetch a skill MD fight. Cool. List the skills there from there. All right, cool. So got a list of like 17 skills from that one. Book factory, non-fiction books. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's full stack dev skills. And the superpowers, I kind of like that as well. Trail of bits, security skills. So there's a lot of cool skills here. I am just going to go for one right now. Full stack dev skills. Install 12. Full stack dev skills. Let's go back and see how our other... So that's an example of just hunting around and finding other skills. You can just do it right from there and ask Claude Code to look for skills for you, or you can do your own search for yourself, or you can use Claude's or ChatGPT web thing to find more. And oh, it wants the GitHub command line tool. I'll probably end up installing that later, and that'll be future projects. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit simple because I don't want to keep talking right now. I'd like to actually... Whoa. 65 full stack dev skills to Claude skills? So no. I'd like to review that a lot more before because you can pollute your environment. Again, I told you Claude can totally install or start inferring things. So it could start looking at those skills and doing really wonky things. I'm not going to install 65 skills that I haven't vetted. One skill, yes, and if I don't like it, I can get rid of it. So, you know what? Not installing skills. I failed with Claude Code to do this. So that's one failure. I was able to do it with Codex pretty easily. Don't know why I can't do it with Claude Code as easily. But, all right, I failed. But you saw it actually could. Maybe I can say I only want to install a single skill. Can you install a good skill for React front-end development? And it just is giving me some skill. I'm going to say, why are you choosing this particular skill? Is it vetted? Is it a recommended skill? Are there any security or malicious code issues with this skill? Good questions. Hell yeah, they're good questions. MIT license, authored by Jeff Allen, the same person whose repo is listed in awesome Claude Code. Good. Prompt instruction text, no executable code scripts or external calls. Good. Just markdown files, a choice React, covers React 1819, Next.js, all that good stuff. Solid constraints. Cool. Yes. Install it. All right, so I did succeed. I thought I wasn't going to succeed, but yes. Nice. Now, let's switch over and go back to this one. What happened here? Tool was interrupted. Continue. Actually, seeing the website actually get created and do anything really isn't that important. It's about the skills. So I'm just going to skip over and just look at skills. The final thing. So we covered, kind of creating your own skills. For instance, I did the one about creating new projects. So if I'm creating new projects all the time, I want a skill that helps me do that automatically every time. So I'm not going through, oh my God, all these questions are driving me freaking insane. Okay. So I got to find there. I'm sure there's a setting somewhere that I can get that so it just doesn't ask me 1 million questions. But right now, create a new global skill called skill maintainer. And I'm going to put this into plan mode. I want to talk it out with Claude in designing this. I want skill maintainer. I want this skill to analyze my chat session and do the following. based on the activity in the chat session and all chat sessions, if you can see them. Analyze what skills were used. Analyze what happened that could be a candidate for a new skill. Things such as repeated prompts or inefficient prompts that could have been improved with a skill. Like if I'm doing a lot of code reviews and I don't have a code review skill, then create one. Or if the chat session was using already installed skills, can those skills be updated? Can those skills be improved? Edit them with improvements. And finally, search for other skills that are curated and safe to use that would help me with my development and testing. Search places like GitHub and Anthropic. And my famous one that I always use, even if I'm in plan mode, please ask questions if anything is unclear. Now we're in plan mode. Let's see what happens here. My first time using Claude Code. Let's see what happens. Of course, yes, yes, yes. All right, I need to find the settings for that somewhere. Oh, it's driving me insane. It's looking for plugins. I didn't even know there were plugins. I guess I should have known there were plugins. I did not know there were plugins. Codex, I don't think has plugins. So this is interesting. Cool. I don't know what it's doing. But anyways, this is going to take a while to create the skill. I'll have to restart code or Claude Code to do it. But the cool thing about the skill is that as you're going through each of your chat sessions every day, you just do /skill maintainer. It's always the last thing I do, and do it again. And keep looping until there are no more issues. So refactors, and because it's not going to find all the refactoring candidates in one go. Just like as humans, we don't usually find it at one go. You usually find the obvious things to refactor. Once you get the obvious things done, then the next level of refactoring comes out. So I like to have it loop until it finds nothing else to refactor or no more issues in code reviews. Refactoring could generate more issues that the code review skill finds. So that's the first thing I do. And then I have a thing I always do merge requests. I always make sure I run tests. I always, there's something I do every single time when I submit my code to get reviewed by my teammates. And I call that the branch wrap up. So first I do done when clean, then I do the branch wrap up, which creates the merge request. And then finally I do skill maintainer. And skill maintainer then updates everything. Updates all the skills. It looks at things that you've been doing, and yeah, it tries to give some useful stuff. So that way your skills are always improving every single time in every single session. You can also write a daily skill improvement thing as well if you'd like. And I think there are ways to even set the stuff up so that it runs automatically in the background. I know Codex has something called automations, and you can put prompts in there that will prompt at like 9 a.m. every day or something like that, or once an hour if you want it to. Yeah, I'm sure there's something that exists in Claude, but I am so tired right now. It's almost 1 in the morning, so I am almost done here. I'm going to actually, here we go. It has made my skill maintainer skill. Oh, close the stuff on the left because it's ugly. There I go. All right. So it's planned this out for me. I'm not going to read it all for this right now, but I probably will just install this for future things. And yeah, skill maintainer gives the name, the descriptions, gives it a license, Boop-a-doop-a-doo, 4 phases. Community skill, let's see, session analysis. It's going to scan that. Inventories existing skills. Gap analysis. And it's going to build internal. Phase 2, community skill discovery. Nice. Structured proposal. Propose, don't apply. That's good. I don't want it automatically installing something if I don't want it to. And apply approved changes. That is awesome. I didn't even ask it about these phase 3 and phase 4s, but it was smart enough to know that I should be doing that. So thank you, Claude Code. Edge cases handled. No skills, no sessions. I should go through all this, but I won't. But yeah, you go through this thing. You create your skill maintainer. Yes, and auto accept. Sure. So it's going to create this new skill for you, and it's going to ask me 1 million questions. And yeah, you're done. That's it. Your skill maintainer will now update skills. So that's what I've been doing, because I know your skills can get stale. The skills that you put, not your personal skills, but the skills you put in there, if you're not updating them and being dynamic about them, I mean, your skills are supposed to be constantly growing. That's what a skill is. As you use a skill, you improve it. You learn new things. So if you're not putting that into your loop, your development loop, then your skills are going to not keep up with you. And I'm calling it a day on that. I know I didn't show the actual finished app after doing all that stuff, but the main thing here was actually showing you skills. And I think I did that in my very foggy, overworked, underslept brain. Hopefully I got something across for you. Jeez. But yeah, I've been loving this stuff, playing at work every day with all these different skills and figuring out how to add new skills to things. It's actually very helpful. Without the skills, I have to do the same things over and over again. I have to use a lot of my own brain power in order to tell it to do the right things. But as soon as I put those skills in there, I want it to do, although, like I said before, the code reviews, refactoring, because code reviews, I grab my teammates are doing code reviews, so I get whatever branch they have, and then I switch to that branch locally, and I run my code review refactor stuff on their branch to give them code reviews, and I use the GitLab CLI skill to actually create all the comments in the actual merge request for them. So I use that constantly, and it helps with my teammates as well. Yeah, I use skills for refactoring. I have skills for running tests. I have skills for, let's see, just development. I have like senior QA skills. I have skills specific to a project. I have skills just for using a lot of different tools that go on at Cisco where I work. And I have skills. I'm still building them. I'm still trying to do more skills. So I'm having fun with this skill stuff. I can't wait for whatever cool new stuff Anthropic comes out with next. I don't know why OpenAI isn't coming out with this cool stuff like skills and MCPs, but man, Anthropic's rocking it. I love using skills. So yeah, combining skills with agents, with CLI tools and your MCPs, and you get a pretty nice powerhouse. Yeah, that's it. Make sure you go down here and download that free PDF. It's right down there. It's a top automation best practices. I think that's the name of it. But yeah, again, it's just a really easy read for things you can put to work in your job every day. It's stuff that I've learned over my 25 years, and yeah, I just kind of distilled it into a few easy things that I found very useful that I see some junior test engineers don't know about. So I put it in there to hopefully help give you a kickstart to your test engineering career. And so find that down there in the link. Thank you very much for joining and watching. Please ask questions about these skills. I'm still learning this stuff, and I'm just sharing what I'm learning. If you want me to go further into detail at all, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I saw people were commenting on the last video. I love it. I'm going to get out to your comments tonight after I stop this video. And yeah, I look forward to hearing back from you because you guys give me ideas on what to do, and also makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm not talking to the void. So please leave a comment. And check out this next video coming up. And if you enjoyed this video, then the next one's really going to help drive home a lot of the lessons. All right, take care. Happy testing.